Hi everyone, my name is Jos de Bruin. I'm a program manager in the Azure SQL database team. And today I'm really excited to talk to you about in-memory technologies. These are technologies built into Azure SQL database for optimizing the performance of all your workloads, whether it's transaction processing, analytics, combined workloads, and you don't need to pay anything extra. It is all built into Azure SQL database. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So first, let's look at the performance for transaction processing. What I have here is an application that simulates a heavy insert workload. It is ingestion of ticket reservations. So let's go and start the workload. This simulates ticket reservations at a very large scale, tries to do as much as possible. And this is using traditional disk-based tables on a SQL database. And the performance we're getting, as you can see, is about 150 transactions per second. Each transaction translates to about 100 rows. So let me stop this and see how we can optimize this performance. So what we're going to do is replace the table with a memory optimized table and replace the stored procedure with a natively compiled stored procedure. I have here the script to do so. We can see here the memory optimized table, and we can see the natively compiled stored procedure. Let me go ahead and execute that. Now, as you can see, this is done fairly quickly, and I'm going to restart my workload. And with that, we see a pretty significant performance gain. We jumped from about 150 to about 4,000 transactions per second, about a 24-fold performance gain with transaction processing using in-memory technologies in SQL database. Now let's look at the performance for analytics query processing. What I have here in the same database, I have a traditional table using page compression, which is the recommended way to configure traditional tables for analytics purposes. And I have the same table with the same data, the same schema, but using a clustered column store index, which is one of our key in-memory technologies for analytics. So let's look at the performance here. I'm going to execute the same query first against the traditional table. And while it's running, I'm also going to execute it against the table using in-memory clustered column store index. And as you can see, we already notice a very big performance difference with the column store index query returning almost immediately and the other query taking about 15 seconds. We can look in detail how long it really took. So with the column store index, it took 300 milliseconds. And with a traditional table, it took 15 seconds, which is about a 50-fold performance difference. So these are the in-memory technologies in Azure SQL database. The first technology you saw in the demo was in-memory OLTP. This is the technology for optimizing the performance of transaction processing, and it can also be used very successfully for data ingestion in IoT scenarios and also transient data scenarios when you think about caching or data loading. The second technology you saw was column store technology. This comes in two variations. There's a clustered column store, which is used to improve performance for your data marts and to compress the data in your data marts as well as the historical data in your operational databases. And then finally, there's a non-clustered column store technology, which is for your hybrids, your combined workloads, where you can run analytics very fast, very efficiently on your transactional databases. So with these technologies, they give two main benefits. Number one, of course, improving performance. You can get much higher transaction throughput, much faster analytics queries, much faster insights into your real-time business. And also, you reduce cost. Why do you reduce cost? Well, these technologies are all built into SQL database. They come with all your premium databases, and there is no need to upgrade the pricing tier, no need to pay any additional add-on costs. Some of our customers who benefited greatly from these technologies are Quorum, who managed to double their workload while reducing their resource utilization by 70% with very minimal changes to the application. M-Files, they managed to achieve tenfold performance improvement without any changes to the application and with really minimal impact on the transaction workload. These technologies are available in Azure SQL Database today for all premium databases, both standalone and elastic pools. So go ahead, try it in your application today and start reaping the benefits from these performance improvements. Thank you very much.